Mexico, a land of vibrant culture, breathtaking landscapes, and a rich history that dates back thousands of years. You might think you know a lot about this captivating country, but there's so much more to discover, from ancient civilizations to modern traditions, from mouth-watering cuisine to hidden gems. We're about to take you on a journey to unveil 15 things you don't know about Mexico. Number 1. Mexico's real name is not Mexico. Mexico's real name is the United States of Mexico, or in Spanish, Estados Unidos Mexicanos. That's right. It's not just Mexico, but a whole federation of states. Now, let's explore this in more detail. Mexico is divided into 31 states, each with its own unique culture, history, and traditions. Picture it like the states in the United States of America, from the vibrant beaches of Cancun to the rich history of Mexico City. There's so much diversity to explore now. Here's something that might surprise you. Just like in the US, each state in Mexico has its own set of laws, regulations, and even its own police force. So if you're traveling from one state to another, it's like crossing state lines in America. It's important to be aware of the local rules to ensure a smooth journey. When you're in a different state than the one you reside in, your phone is practically always roaming. This means you might notice some changes in your phone plan while exploring different regions of Mexico. It's a quirky little detail that shows just how diverse and expansive this country truly is. Number 2. The capital of Mexico wasn't Mexico City until 2016. Let's tackle the big misconception. For the longest time, the majority of people, including myself, thought that the capital of Mexico was Mexico City. It's no wonder, right? The name alone suggests it. However, here's the twist. The actual capital was a place known as Distrito Federal, or DF for short. Now, that might not ring a bell for many of you. That's because in every everyday conversation, we just called it Mexico City. So in essence, Mexico City and Distrito Federal were often used interchangeably. In 2016, the city officially changed its name. And it wasn't just a minor tweak. No. They went all out. The new official name is CDMX, which stands for Shad de Mexico. It was a move to further solidify the identity of this vibrant city. So remember, when you hear CDMX, you're talking about the capital of Mexico. Now, you might be wondering, wait, isn't Mexico City still in Mexico? Absolutely. But let me explain why. It can be a tad confusing. You see, the Mexico City metropolitan area sprawls across both the Distrito Federal and parts of the state of Mexico. So when you're in this region, you're technically in the capital. However, only the residents of Distrito Federal can proudly say they live in the capital. It's one of those interesting geographical quirks that make Mexico's administrative divisions unique. Number 3. U.S. citizens are the largest immigration group in Mexico, according to the U.S. State Department. As of this year, a staggering 1.6 million U.S. citizens have made Mexico their home. That's a substantial community, and it's not just a one-way street. Mexico is the top destination for American travelers, making it a hotspot for people seeking new experiences and adventures. But what's driving this trend? Well, there are a multitude of reasons. Some are drawn to Mexico's rich culture, stunning landscapes, and vibrant communities. Others find the cost of living more affordable, allowing them to stretch their retirement savings or start a new chapter in their lives. And here's a surprising statistic for you. In Mexico's 2120 census, it was recorded that nearly 800,000 U.S. citizens call Mexico their home. Among them, almost 500,000 are children between the ages of 5 and 19, born to American parents. Mexicans' incredible diversity and warm hospitality make it a magnet for people from all walks of life, from retirees seeking tranquility to young families in search of adventure. There's a place for everyone in Mexico. These communities thrive all over the country, from the sunny beaches of Baja, California, to the bustling streets of Mexico City. It's truly a testament to the strong bonds between our two nations. Number 4. Mexico has 34 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Mexico is an absolute treasure trove of history, culture, and natural beauty. And this is reflected in the 34 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It boasts In fact, it ranks 7th in the world in terms of the total number of these sites. These UNESCO World Heritage Sites can be divided into 3 categories: natural, cultural, and mixed. Let's break that down a bit. First up, we have the natural sites. Mexico is home to 6 of these, and they are nothing short of breathtaking. Imagine pristine landscapes, diverse ecosystems, and unspoiled natural beauty. Among these, you'll find places like Cayan, a lush biosphere reserve, and the monarch butterfly biosphere reserves where millions of butterflies migrate every year. Nature lovers, Mexico has a lot to offer next. We have the cultural sites, and there are 27 of these in Mexico. These are places where history, architecture, and culture collide to create something truly extraordinary. Some notable mentions include the historic centers of cities like Mexico City and Puebla. These cities are like living museums, showcasing centuries of history in their cobblestone streets and beautiful architecture. Now there's one site that falls into the mixed category, and it's none other than the historic center of Oaxaca and archaeological site of Monte Alban. This unique site combines both natural and cultural elements and offers a glimpse into the rich heritage of the region, Mexico's UNESCO world. Heritage sites go beyond the obvious. Think about the ancient ruins like Chichen Pelén and the agave fields of Tequila. These are archaeological sites that tell the story of ancient civilizations and their remarkable achievements. Number 5, Mexico has women-on carriages in metro and busel. Let's address a common stereotype that Mexican women face constant abuse in reality. Women in Mexico have certain privileges that aim to protect their safety in Mexico City. They've implemented women-only buses and designated sections on the subway. This is a huge step towards ensuring the safety and comfort of female commuters. To put this in perspective, let's look at Turkey. Unlike Mexico, where efforts have been made to safeguard women in public transport, Turkish women unfortunately face a different reality there. They often endure harassment without any special provisions for their protection. The government wasn't even considered creating a woman-only section, highlighting the stark contrast between these two countries. Now let's talk about a cultural aspect that further contributes to women's sense of privilege in Mexico. Mexican men are known for their caballeros nature. This means they exhibit chivalrous behavior, such as opening doors for women, picking them up before a date or meeting, and often covering expenses. It's a cultural norm that reinforces a sense of respect and consideration towards women, despite the availability of women. Only sections. A study conducted in Mexico City in 2020 revealed that many women actually prefer using the general sections of the subway. Why? Well, it turns out that men in these areas tend to kindly offer their seats to women, a gesture that isn't always replicated in the women-only carriages. This sheds light on how cultural dynamics can influence personal preferences. Number 6, Mexico City is sinking every year. Mexico City is a place of incredible history and significance. It holds the title of the oldest city in North America and boasts the highest elevation. But what sets it apart even more is the fact that it's built upon the ancient ruins of the Aztec city Tenochtitlan, which was situated on a vast lake. Imagine the very ground we walk on today holds centuries of history beneath its surface. The Aztecs, recognizing the challenges of living on a lake, ingeniously created a complex system of dikes and canals for flood control. When the Spanish arrived, they were faced with the marvels of Aztec engineering. However, they had a different vision. Instead of maintaining this intricate system, they opted to drain the lake bed. The Spanish were taken aback by the efforts required to uphold their watery existence. So they began the ambitious task of reclaiming land from the lake. This decision ultimately shaped the future of Mexico City in a profound way. Fast forward to today, and we're witnessing the consequences of that historic choice. Mexico City is sinking, and it's not by inches, but by 6 to 8 in every year. Why? Well, it's due to the extensive use of pumps that draw water out to sustain the city's growing population. The very ground beneath us is gradually giving way, a testament to the delicate balance between human progress and nature's resilience. Number 7, Mexico has world's smallest volcano. Mexico is situated right in the middle of something called the Ring of Fire. No, it's not a fiery hula hoop, but it's something even more extraordinary. The Ring of Fire, also known as the Circum-Pacific Belt, is a region where nearly 90% of the world's earthquakes and a staggering 81% of volcanic eruptions happen. It's like the ultimate hotbed of geological activity in Mexico. There's a critter that's as fascinating as its name suggests, the volcano rabbit. Now, this isn't just any bunny you'd find in your backyard. This little guy lives in close proximity to volcanoes, and it's the only place in the world you can find them. Imagine having a volcano as your next-door neighbor, Quamat, the world's smallest volcano. Picture this: it's located just outside the charming city of PBLA, and it stands at a mere 43 ft tall. That's like a small hill in the world of volcanoes. Quat is so adorable, you won't believe it's a volcano. This little volcano might not be spewing lava or creating massive plumes of smoke, but it's a geological wonder in its own right. You can actually go inside it, and trust me, it's an experience you won't forget. The crater is snug, and you can marvel at the layers of rock that tell a story millions of years in the making. Number 8. A Mexican inventor created the world's first birth control. Meet Luis Ernesto Miramontes Cardenas, a brilliant Mexican chemist who at just 25 years old achieved something truly groundbreaking in the field of medicine. In 1951, he, along with his fellow scientists, embarked on a remarkable journey that would change the course of reproductive health forever. Miramontes and his team successfully synthesized a chemical compound known as Northstone. This compound would go on to become the main component of the very first birth control pills. Imagine a simple chemical structure conceived in a lab would revolutionize family planning worldwide. This invention was nothing short of revolutionary for the first time. Individuals had a reliable and convenient method of contraception. It gave women the power to take control of their reproductive choices, shaping the course of their lives and futures. It's a testament to the ingenuity and forward thinking of Miramontes and his team. The availability of birth control fundamentally changed the landscape of women's health. It not only provided a means of family planning, but also played a crucial role in reducing unintended pregnancies and enabling women to pursue education and careers without being constrained by the demands of unplanned motherhood. Number 9, Mexico has 59 endemic corn varieties. Corn, or maize, as it's known, locally has been a cornerstone of Mexican culture for centuries. Families have passed down the tradition of cultivating and preserving these diverse varieties, ensuring they thrive for generations to come. How did Mexico become the cradle of so many corn varieties? Well, it all began thousands of years ago with indigenous Mesoamerican civilizations. They meticulously selected and nurtured corn, resulting in a kaleidoscope of colors, shapes, and flavors. Fast forward to today, and despite challenges from global trade and genetically modified crops, Mexican farmers remain steadfast in their commitment to preserving this incredible legacy. For us, corn isn't just a crop, it's a part of who we are. Each variety carries a piece of our history, our culture, and our identity. Absolutely. It's so much more than just a food source. It's a living testament to the deep connection between people and the land. Now let's talk about these 59 varieties, from the strikingly colorful Bloody Butcher to the Petite Baby Blue. Each one offers a unique taste and texture, and trust me, you've never experienced corn like this before. Speaking of which, the culinary possibilities are mind-blowing, from tortillas to tamales and even unique beverages. The versatility of these corn varieties is a true culinary adventure. Number 10. 68 indigenous languages are spoken in Mexico. Did you know that Mexico is home to a whopping 68 official indigenous languages? That's right, and it's one of the surprising facts about this incredible country. While Spanish is the primary language used for most official and commercial purposes, Mexican law actually recognizes a staggering 668 indigenous languages in the country. And that's not all. Within these 68 languages, there are numerous variations, bringing the total count of indigenous dialects to nearly 200. Many of these indigenous languages are facing the risk of extinction. They're only surviving among small, tight-knit communities often spoken by the older generations. It's a race against time to preserve these precious linguistic heritages. Imagine languages that have been passed down through generations now in danger of fading away. It's a stark reminder of the importance of cultural preservation. These languages are not just a form of communication. They're windows into rich cultures, traditions, and histories. Each language holds a unique perspective, a unique way of seeing the world. It's like unlocking a whole new dimension of understanding. From rituals to stories, music to art, these languages are the lifeblood of Mexico's cultural mosaic. So what can we do to help? It simple: spread awareness, share this video, talk about it, and most importantly, support initiatives that aim to preserve and revitalize these endangered languages together. We can make a difference and ensure that these languages continue to thrive for generations to come. Number 11. World's largest pyramid is in Mexico. Mexico is known for its incredible natural beauty and rich cultural heritage. But did you know it's also home to the world's largest ancient pyramid that's right alongside, being the proud host of the smallest volcano? Mexico boasts this colossal masterpiece of human engineering. The Great Pyramid of Kula, also known as Piramid Tanapa, is nestled in the charming city of Kula, located in the Mexican state of Puebla. And here's the kicker. At first glance, you might mistake it for a natural hill due to its overgrown appearance. No wonder it's sometimes called the Great Pyramid of Cholula or Tacha, which means artificial mountain in the indigenous Nahuatl language. This isn't just any pyramid, it's the largest pyramid by volume on the planet, even surpassing the renowned Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. Can you believe it? Covering a whopping 45 acres and soaring to a height of around 55 m, that's approximately 180 feet tall. The Great Pyramid of Kula is a true titan of ancient architecture. The story of this colossal marvel dates back to the 3rd century BCE, when the ancient Kalanka civilization first laid the foundation. It wasn't just a one-time project. Over the centuries, it underwent expansions and modifications by subsequent cultures, including the Maya and the Aztec. Can you imagine the sheer dedication and craftsmanship it took to pull off such a monumental feat? Number 12, we can thank Mexico for chocolate. Chocolate, as we know it today, actually started its journey in Mesoamerica. Mesoamerica is a region that includes parts of present-day Mexico and Central America, the ancient civilizations of Mesoamerica, like the Aztec and the Maya, were pioneers in the world of chocolate. The Aztec and the Maya were among the very first to cultivate and use cacao, the source of chocolate. For various purposes, cacao was their gold. You could say they valued cacao beans so much that they even used them as a form of currency. And in trade, imagine paying for your groceries with chocolate. Wouldn't that be sweet? But they didn't enjoy chocolate in the same way we do today. Instead of those delicious chocolate bars, they used cacao beans to make a bitter, frothy beverage. This ancient chocolate drink was often flavored with spices and chili peppers, giving it a unique and complex taste. It was quite different from the sweet, creamy chocolate we're used to, but it was an essential part of their culture and daily life. So now you might be wondering, how did this bitter Mesoamerican cacao drink turn into the delightful chocolates we know today? Well, that transformation took place in Europe when the Spanish conquistadors, like Hernan Cortés, arrived in Mesoamerica in the early 16th century. They encountered cacao and brought it back to Europe. However, they found the original cacao beverage to be a bit too bitter for their taste buds to make it more appealing to European palates. They added sweeteners like sugar and honey, which transformed cacao into a sweeter, more familiar form. This marked the beginning of the chocolate bars, truffles, and other mouth-watering confections that we adore today. Number 13. A Mexican inventor contributed to developing the color TV. Our story begins in Guadalajara, Mexico, on February 17, 1917, with the birth of a young genius named Guillermo González Camarón at the tender age of 17. In 1934, he filed his very first patent related to television. Imagine that this young mind already had his sights set on revolutionizing an entire industry. Fast forward to 1940. And González Camarón achieves what can only be described as groundbreaking. He unveils his brainchild, the TR chromatic sequential field system. Now don't be intimidated by the name, essentially. It used rotating color wheels in both the transmitter and receiver to bring color images to life. It was like magic happening right on your screen. Not only did González Camarón introduce this incredible system, but he also made sure it was protected. He patented his invention, not only in Mexico, but also in the United States. That's how you know you've got something truly special on your hands in the same year. 1940, González Camarón accomplished something that would forever be etched in the annals of television history. He successfully transmitted the very first color television signal in Mexico. González Camarón's contributions didn't go unnoticed. His pioneering work in color television earned him recognition on the global stage. His innovations paved the way for the evolution of television as we know it today. Number 14. It's not a third world country. To understand why Mexico isn't considered a third world country, we need to take a quick history lesson back during the Cold War. The world was divided into three geopolitical alignments. Countries allied with the United States were labeled as the First World, while those aligned with the Soviet Union were the Second World. Now, the countries that didn't align with either superpower were referred to as the Third World even after the Cold War ended. This term stuck around, and unfortunately, it became synonymous with poverty. While the term may persist, Mexico doesn't fit the bill of a third world country, why you ask? Well, it all comes down to a key economic indicator, the GDP per capita. GDP per capita is a measure of a country's economic performance, calculated by dividing the gross domestic product by its population. And guess what? Mexico's GDP per capita is, surprisingly, robust, putting it ahead of many nations that are traditionally considered third world. Now, don't get me wrong. There's no denying the wealth disparity in Mexico. Like in many countries, there's a noticeable gap between the rich and the poor. However, it's crucial to remember that economic disparity doesn't automatically classify a country as third world. When we think of developed countries, we often associate them with a wealth of attractions and modern amenities. Well, Mexico's got that covered too. It boasts a diverse range of attractions, from its rich cultural heritage to its stunning natural landscapes, all of which rival those found in many developed nations. Number 15. Mexico is the world's largest beer exporter. Did you know that Mexico holds the title of being the world's largest beer exporter in 2022 alone? Mexico shipped out beer valued at over 5.4 billion. Used to understand why Mexico dominates the beer export scene. We need to take a step back and appreciate the rich brewing heritage of this country. Brewing in Mexico dates back centuries, influenced by both indigenous techniques and European traditions brought over by Spanish colonizers today. Mexico boasts a thriving beer industry with a diverse range of flavors and styles. In 2022, Mexico outpaced every other nation when it came to beer exports. The staggering value of over 5.4 billion US in beer shipments solidified Mexico's position at the top of the list. This isn't just a small margin either. It's a significant lead over other beer exporting nations. You might be wondering what gives Mexico this edge in the beer export game. Well, it's a combination of factors from innovative brewing techniques to the popularity of Mexican beer brands around the world. Mexico has crafted a winning formula, and let's not forget the quality and diverse range of flavors that cater to a global audience. Incredible, right? Mexico is a country full of fascinating surprises, from its rich history and culture to its stunning natural wonders. As we wrap up this journey through Mexico's incredible tapestry, I hope you've gained a newfound appreciation for this remarkable country. If you've enjoyed learning about these surprising facts about Mexico, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more eye-opening content, and please share your thoughts in the comments below. What fact amazed you the most? Or do you have some more surprising tidbits to share about Mexico? We'd love to hear from you.